The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On the weekend of December 12th and 13th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to St. Louis for the first time ever, and this event is going to be huge. This magical weekend will feature a $5,000 Standard Open on Saturday, followed by a $5,000 Legacy Open on Sunday. Both events will offer players their first chance to qualify for the recently announced StarCityGames.com Invitational. Make plans to join us in St. Louis and be a part of the excitement.
Hi, this is Cedric Phillips. John, this sucks. Welcome to the Magic Show.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Magic Show. This week we're going to go over States 2009, what I played, how Jund is dominating our standard format, and what you can do in the days ahead. We're also going to go over the StarCityGames $200,000 Open and Invitational Series and throw in some incredibly juicy leaks from Worldwake to get our spoiling started off right. Let's go! So this past weekend was the 2009s, a less awkward way of including Canadian provinces in the state championships program. This is a program now 100% ran independently and without Wizards of the Coast's assistance, as WotC has replaced this program with Game Day, an in-store event that no one really cares about and gives you no sense of pride for winning it. But hey, Game Day is ran for each set release, I think, while States is only ran once per year, so that's obviously better, right? Yeesh, you think Wizards of the Coast would at least throw a bone to the tournament organizers who put their heart and soul, not to mention their time and money, into making an event that makes their local player base proud. I wish I could accurately explain just how important it is to cultivate the culture of a regional community, but they want their in-store events, not their large regional events, and that's the way it is. I just wish WotC at least could have thrown a few full art Amiria Angels to the state's top 8. Are a few foils really too much to ask for, Wizards? That said, I attended mine in Nashville and I had a blast. The night before, I was torn between Mike Flores' Barely Boros, he had debuted on 5withflores.com, and my buddy Shaheen Sorani's Blue-White Control deck. Shaheen promised me the sickness, and I agreed. Here's the 75 I sleeved up. Shaheen has since switched out the Spreading Seas for Wall of Reverences, and I agree. The life game would be very beneficial in the Jund matchup, as a late Spreading Seas isn't half as impacting as Wall of Reverence. Either way, I blasted my way to 4-0 before mulliganing to 4 in Game 3 of Round 5 and getting hit by not 1, not 2, but a whopping 3 Blightnings before the game was done. Round 6, I faced the Jund Menace again, rocked by not 1, not 2, but 3 more Blightnings, and I still had a shot. Not mulliganing to 4 gave me a few outs, including the Dwar Sphinx and Baneslayer Angel in my hand. Then, of course, he dropped his secret tech against my deck, Mind Rot. 8 cards down to his 4 spells, I was toast. That said, I had a wonderful time at the event and greatly look forward to the 2010s next year. But Wizards of the Coast, please, throw these guys some damn foils. Thousands of players all over North America showed up for this, and thanks to the self-organized network of tournament organizers, the winners will now reap the rewards of free constructed premier event entry for the next year. Throw them a bone. So how about some interesting deck lists from the event and some statistics? First, the elephant in the room. Jund is a monster of a deck. It is an oppressive beast, seen in mirror-ready and not mirror-ready sizes, ready to pounce on anything that isn't well prepared for it. Look at the amount of Jund based on the tournaments reported so far. Almost 40%. This is a huge number. To put it in perspective, remember last year when we were complaining about the Fairy Menace and how it was just everywhere? And what about the 5-color deck? Oh my god, in 2008, both of those decks combined were played less than Jund in States 2009. Wow, that is one hell of a deck. Apart from a few costly rares, Jund is cheap to construct and easy to play, and it shows. The issue with Jund is that card advantage is built into Cascade. The ease with which you can get a 2-for-1 for cheap is prevalent, and it's in colors that typically don't get it. Usually, and to the bemoaning of a segment of players, blue gets these 2-for-1s. Cryptic Command much? Let's go back a little bit. How about Maloku? Kega the Tidestar, Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir, who shut off their instance, Aeon Chronicler, who drew you cards and was essentially untouchable while doing so, a 4/4 flying mana short. Just how blue was Bitter Blossom? But even at its height, Even at its most ridiculous with Ancestral Visions and Rune Snacks, fairies never reach 37% of the metagame. That's affinity at its height levels. That's Masks Block Rebels levels. That's an issue. How Wizards deals with this in Worldwake is to be seen, but hopefully there's an answer to our Jund-tastic metagame we currently live in. I also find it ironic that the same players who complain where fairies is a rock-solid 20% of the metagame are very quiet when Jund is almost twice that. Goes to show you just how much blue is hated amongst those not on the Pro Tour. Anyway, how about some decks? Check out Emiria Enchantress. How cool is this deck? It takes an oft-forgotten thought-to-be kitchen table-only creature in the form of Mesa Enchantress and makes it awesome. Sigil of the Empty Throne is a Timmy and Johnny's delight, and pacifism seems pretty awesome right now in a world full of Sprouting Thrinax and Baneslayer Angel, and Journey to Nowhere is no slouch, particularly when you get a 4/4 flying angel out of it just by playing it. Up next is the 5th place finisher from North Carolina, Big Red. Davin certainly rocked it out with this number, including 3 Lava Ball Trap, a card most assuredly forgotten until it completely wrecks your fetch land using opponent, and Magma Spray, a card that saw heavy play last season versus Kitchen Finks, but now can get rid of those pesky white weenies that like to return from Emiria the Sky Ruin, or Sprouting Thrinaxes that have at least 1 damage on them from ever making their Cyberling Remnants. Also be aware that Turbo Fog has no hope of beating a playset of Unstable Footing from the sideboard, a card that has begun to see more and more play as Turbo Fog has risen. How about using Open the Vaults in a whole new way? Check out this 5th place Esper Control deck from Vermont. Now that's thinking outside the box. Sphinx of the Lost Truths finally gets exciting, as you can sneak multiple Sphinx of the Steel Wind into your graveyard by not kicking your Lost Truths and then get them all back with Open the Vaults. Man, that is the sickness. I love this deck and it makes me excited for control decks moving forward. This is the type of outside-the-box thinking that you'll only find in a tournament like States. Lastly, let's take a look at what has to be the most surprising deck of States so far. How about an 83-card strong mono-white control deck that also topped 16 in Vermont? Absolutely awesome. Invincible Him go up to, I don't know, 70-something life? That has to be the best, while at the same time plopping down Emiria Angels, Baneslayer Angels, and Felidar, I like big 6 toughness butts and I cannot lie, Sovereign. I don't know how far this could go competitively, but it sure is intriguing and makes the most of a forgotten casual rare. So that's a quick look at some of my favorite States 2009 decks. I can't wait to do it again next year and profusely thank Glenn Goddard and all the other tournament organizers this year for their efforts. So Wizards, about those foils. So a few weeks ago, StarCityGames announced the largest independent RAN tournament series in history. Yep, over $200,000 are going to be given away, and I don't know about you, but I kind of want to be in on this. Thanks to the resounding success of last year's 10K series, StarCityGames has announced a whopping 15 10K tournaments all over the country next year, culminating at the end of the year with a $50,000 invitational tournament. Yes, it is good to be a Magic player, folks, and StarCityGames really do have the best tournaments around. Here's how it works. Just attending one of these tournaments will get you 1 qualifying point for the 2010 season. Attend the 5K Standard on Saturday, earn a point. Attend the Legacy 5K on Sunday, earn a point. So that's 2 points right there just for showing up. You get more points for doing well at the event, as seen here. Those who accumulate 10 points during the season will earn entry into the $50,000 StarCityGames Invitational Tournament happening at the end of the year. But that's not all, of course. Those who earn 20 qualifying points will earn a 1-round bye in the Invitational Tournament, and those with 30 or more points will earn 2 byes in the tournament. Now, I don't know about you, but 2 free wins to start off in a tournament that requires no entry fee and pays better than a Grand Prix is something I want to get in on. Have you seen the prize structure for the Invitational Tournament? Again, this is a better payout than a Grand Prix, currently the biggest non-Pro Tour Magic tournament in existence. This type of payout is not to be underestimated or taken lightly. But what about those who don't get their 10 qualifying points by the time the Invitational Tournament rolls around? Fear not, as the day before, 32-man single elimination grinders will provide those looking to qualify, or those who need just a few more points to qualify, to be able to do so. I hope all of you guys out there are honing your skills and sharpening your mental knives to be as good as you possibly can be as Star City Games barrels its way towards the end of the year with the most exciting tournament series ever. The first event that will earn you qualifying points happens this weekend at the Star City Games St. Louis 10K weekend, and I hope everyone can make it and get their piece of the biggest and best independent prize payout in Magic history. Alright, so we wrap this week up with a look at two awesome and confirmed Worldwake cards. Let's begin. The first is a triple green vanilla creature called Leatherback Baloth. Now, the key with vanilla creatures is all about the power and toughness versus cost, which is really all they have going for them. Wooly Thoktar gave us the new standard in triple different color vanilla creatures, but what about triple monocolor? How big would you guess Leatherback Baloth should be at triple green? My guess was a 4/4, what it was originally spoiled at, which I thought was respectable and playable, well out of lightning bolt range and able to bring some serious beats, but I was wrong. Check it out. Yep, that's a 4/5, boys. Yes, on turn 2, thanks to a Noble Hierarch or Llanowar Elves, you got yourself some serious beef. I, for one, welcome a monster that can block and destroy a Putrid Leech with ease. I can see the Eldrazi green deck now. You think that's a 2-drop? This is a 2-drop, as you slam down your Leatherback Baloth and, after turn 2 or so, make it even scarier with Oran Reef the Vastwood. Mono Green's got a friend in Worldwake, and it shows. I, for one, hope this points to more triple-colored creatures in Worldwake, not necessarily vanilla, of course, as a triple-red 4/1 haste trample would be pretty sexy, sort of like a Captain Tickles 2.0, along with a triple-blue 4/2 flyer. To continue my guesses, the triple white one could be a 3/4 Vigilance Lifelink, while the triple black could be a 4/3 Intimidate. But I saved the best spoiler for last. Are you ready to see one kick-ass rare manland? I know I am. Check out Celestial Colonnade. Yes, ladies and gents, that is the card that blue and white have clamored for. They want to have a dual land, they want to have a manland, and they even want to have that manland be able to produce mana when it's a creature. Sounds to me like there are a few things sweeter than having 6 mana, including Celestial Colonnade, paying 5 to activate it, attacking with your 4/4, then using Colonnade itself before blockers to pat the exile on your opponent's very much ready to block Baneslayer Angel. Good on offense and defense. This is the blue and white control card that is head and shoulders above Gargoyle Castle and compares very favorably to Stalking Stones, another game ender of a land used in many control decks years ago. This guy allows you to resolve your Day of Judgments and Martial Coups while still having a 4/4 bashing in next turn. It's fantastic with Trace of Abundance, as your newly shrouded 4/4 will be nigh unstoppable with blue and white spells keeping blockers out of its way. It blocks a Broodmate Dragon or its token, it gives you another 4 finishers in your deck for free, and it fixes your mana. Those who dismiss this card are simply wrong, and I expected to see a hell of a lot of play in the coming year. This land in particular is the Worldwake Buy a Box giveaway promo, and comparing it to previous Buy a Box promos such as Honor the Pure from M10 and Day of Judgment from Zendikar, this is not a crap rare by any stretch of the imagination. On the contrary, it gives blue-white an important tool to succeed, and I can't wait to see what I expect to be more of an enters the battlefield tap dual land cycle in Worldwake. Viva la Manlands! On the rumor mill front, there are currently rumors of multi-kick in Worldwake, a sort of replicate for creatures and spells. Mark Rosewater famously teased that Worldwake featured kicker without blank in his articles, and this could be kicker without limits. That said, the cards spoiled with multi-kick so far are unconfirmed, and I won't waste time talking about what could be fake cards. However, other spoilers that have creeped up include a new version of Jace Beleren, whose ultimate exiles a player's library, a Curd Ape-like creature mechanic where creatures get better based on the basic land types you control, and a 6/6 ass-whipping angel who Oblivion Rings a permanent on landfall. Of course, as the weeks roll on and Worldwake gets closer, we'll know more, and you know just where you can hear about it. Until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
Well, I met you at the blood bank. We were looking at the bags, wondering if any other color matched any of the names we knew on the tags. You said, see, look at that's yours, stacked on top with your brothers. See how they resemble one another. I always like the fatties.
So I'm X and 2. I just lost to Tom Ross. So obviously I'm trying to top 32, so I can't get more than 3 losses. And I'm like kind of going on tilt. Pretty important round for me to win. So I'm playing this guy from Fargo, and you know, no disrespect to Fargo, but they're not known for their magic. So I refuse to lose to this guy. You know, just my head's like, all right, this guy's not knocking me out of like my worlds thing. A 3rd loss right now would be very bad. So I lose game 1, getting a little more upset. Win game 2. Game 3, on turn 2, he plays a Bloodseeker. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to do what it takes to make him miss these Bloodseeker triggers. So every creature that I cast for the rest of the game has a story behind it, like an introduction. Like, plated Geopede, for example. This Geopede has so much plating, and I swirl the card around in the air, has so much plating, it's out of this world. And the opponent's like, all right, take one. And then he missed the rest of them for the match. Because he started having like a lot of fun when he started laughing every time I started playing my creatures, because I was making up these ridiculous backstories on like how much territorial Baloth has overtaken in his life, and all these ridiculous things. And he started laughing along with me and just started missing every trigger on Bloodseeker. So Jedi mind tricks work. You just have to know how to do it. That's all.